So chances are, if you've come across this page, it's because you are an owner of a addiction recovery center that also helps with mental health as a primary diagnosis, and you're wondering, how do I keep heads in beds, so to speak? How do I keep my treatment center full? How do I provide patient care and scale that without losing that type of quality and care of service? And at the end of the day, is this model going to be a model that I'm going to have a return on investment on, so I can continue to grow and maybe purchase more facilities to put under? So let me be very clear about this industry and what we've learned. First and foremost, you have to be about the patient. You have to be about the family you're helping on the other end. And everybody has to be bought in to that mission, that goal, because it's not easy. You are intersecting with people at the lowest point of their life, struggling, very much a life and death situation. And so these calls that are coming in are not just calls. The forms that they're filling out to request more information are not just forms that you can get to tomorrow. If you don't get to them today, they will call the next person on the list. So let's just say in a given day, you get 100 new potential leads, calls, form fills, chats, you name it. Not all of those are going to be what we would consider bottom funnel leads, meaning people that are saying, I want to get checked into treatment right now. Majority of them, or some of them, could even be people that are just perusing, right? They're looking around, they're clicking, they're like, hey, I like what this company offers. I think it could be a good fit for my situation, but I want to learn more. I want to talk to somebody. And so there's a difference between understanding as an owner all the leads coming in, and if they are a top funnel lead or a bottom funnel lead, right? A truly qualified lead says, that they are inquiring more and they want to talk to somebody on the phone, and it meets all the criteria of your space, right? That you need, whether it's insurance-based or not, or cash-based or not, whatever the case is for your particular facility. But we cannot forget about the people that are top funnel, meaning you put on a webinar once a month or twice a month to educate people in this space, and it's free and they sign up for it. They may not be ready to make that decision, week one, but you have to consistently be out in front of them with helpful content, helpful resources, ways to build that relationship so that in months 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, you're building this funnel for success, and people will come back and then they'll raise their hand and say, okay, I'm ready. And we see that time and time again, where you cannot be single focused on just driving calls for the sake of it. You have to understand, in every single call, in every single form, in every single chat that comes in, how am I going to help this patient? And if they're not ready now, let's send them resources. Let's check in every couple of weeks. Let's have somebody on our admissions team call them every couple of weeks, or say, hey, when's the best time I can call you back? Or, can I just touch base? And not feel like you have to sell them on your facility. And so our goal is never to get a patient conversion on the first call, so to speak. I mean, that'd be great. But the reality is that in the market we are in today, in the industry that you are in today, people want to do their own research, especially with a decision like this. And so your goal should be, how do I meet them where they're at, build the relationship, and have them stop calling competitors or other places, because we do offer the best service. So if your goal is to just drive hundreds of calls and you think that's going to fill your space, I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, that's not the case. Taking care of every single call as if it was your family member on the other side of that line, that's what's going to keep your space full. Building that trust. And so in this industry, what we've learned is that we have to understand the type of facility you are first, what your bed count is, what your program is. I mean, there's all sorts of programs out there that we've worked with. Some are 30-day, some are 90-day programs, some are in-network facilities, some are out-of-network facilities. And really the program is different because each facility has a different set of needs. And so first and foremost in this industry, you've come across this page and you're wondering, how do I grow it? Well, at the core of what you do, that has to resonate with your entire staff, first and foremost. Secondly, there is a program that you can do, and we're happy to discuss that with you. We've been doing this now and have experience over 15 plus years of helping recovery centers in this space. But at the core of it all, you have to make that decision and that willingness to say, I don't want to just be about volume of calls. I have 100 or 200 beds to fill, and while that is a volume to fill, I need to be about every single patient that calls in. I need my admissions team to be about every single patient or family member that calls in. I need my marketing to reflect content that builds trust, that answers questions. People search for everything nowadays. You'd be surprised some of the crazy searches we've even come across in our research. And you have to be a facility that says, I'm going to raise a hand to educating patients first, building trust, and my marketing and my sales are going to be a reflection of that, so that we can figure out if they're the best patient for our facility. And if they're not, you have to be an owner that says they're not the best patient for our facility, but I know others in the space that I can refer you to take care of them. Because again, the mission here is much more than just selling products or widgets. That's not what this is about. This is somebody's life. And you have to believe that in your core. And one of the most important things that you have to understand as an owner in this space specifically is that there will be seasonal changes throughout the year. Holidays will affect new patient flow. Summertime months versus wintertime months, end of year versus the start of the year. And so one of the biggest pieces of advice that we give our clients is you have to be consistent day in and day out with the program. You have to commit to 12 months. It's not because we want you to commit to 12 months so we're working together for a year and we're happy. No, it's because that's what the program is. If you're not committed to at least 12 months, 24 months of running this program, you're just going to be chasing shiny objects. You're going to be going after things that you think may or may not go viral. And then you've wasted 3 months and thousands of dollars. And, a lot of the times, what it really comes down to is, are you willing to make a consistent investment every month for 12 months? Because I can tell you, in this space, with our industry experience, if you can do that, we will generate a return on investment that will provide success for years to come.